This is Bruce Dow. I'm the voice of Max from Total Drama Island. I am evil, but I'm also looking forward to having a lot of fun on Bois podcast. Listen to it when you get a chance.
The power of evil! Sidekick, stop! I need another rest break.
No, our best chance of not being caught is to travel away from the starting point faster than sugar travels towards us. No more breaks.
I don't care for your tone, or the way you're blurring around the edges. Evil sits on the grass when evil wants to sit on the grass! Evil doesn't change soiled nappies.
Shh! They're sleeping. You wake a lion up with a crying baby, and it's not gonna be a party.
There, baby baby. Stay a sweetie weepy for Maxie. Sweetie kid.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Bois Podcast. My guest today is a voice actor, Broadway actor, director, composer, cabaret artist, theater educator, and many more. You may have heard his voice as Max in Total Drama Pocketoo Island, as Sir Toppenhat and Harold the Helicopter in Thomas and Friends, and you may have seen him as Nick Bottom in A Midsummer's Night's Dream, King Herod, and Jesus Christ Superstar on Broadway, and many more. So welcome, Mr. Bruce Dow. Welcome, Bruce.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Bruce. How you doing?
I'm good. We were just talking about it being Daylight Savings Day, and sort of you wake up going, oh, it's an hour earlier, but I still have to catch up and run with it. So no, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
It goes so quick too, like the time, like you never expect it, like it goes so quick,
Oh, it's unbelievable, and I don't know why we still do daylight savings. I mean, I guess we get some extra light, but it's also like, why are we changing? Why are we playing with time? It's crazy.
Yeah. Now, Bruce, like, what have you been up to? Like, how are you doing in general?
I mean, it's this whole pandemic thing has been so weird for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I was when it hit in March 2020, I was on Broadway 10 days from opening Diana the Musical, now the notorious cult musical with 9 Razzie nominations. But we were just getting set to open that, and everything shut down. And we had an amazing experience with that show because they shut us down, but they kept in touch, and we did some implicit racial bias awareness training as a group. And then they brought us back to film the show for Netflix.
Wow.
And so we did that, and we were all in a COVID bubble. It was pre-vaccines, pre-everything. So it was a huge technical adventure to bring 180 actors back, put us in a hotel, rehearse. Well, not all actors, crew, and directors. And we did that. But then I sort of went, I've got this time. And so I went back to school. I have a master's degree in theater, but I'm now doing a master's degree in multicultural psychotherapy and multi-faith spiritual care. So I may be heading in a different direction. I don't know. It's been an interesting time to reflect and think. And I mean, I'm sure you being isolated and being locked down, it's all been so weird.
Yeah.
Like,
believe it or not, like the beginning of the pandemic, 2020, I graduated virtually high school. Believe it or not.
That's great. But how hard for you to graduate high school, be ready to start your life or move on, and then to have everything shut down. So, oh my gosh. Any plans to go to college or technical school or anything? Or
Well, I want, believe it or not, as a career, I like to like write scripts. I want to be like a screenwriter or a director. That's my passion.
oh my God, that's fabulous. That's so great. There's some great programs out there. You should look into them because it's. But that's cool. How exciting!
Yeah, thank you. And I figure I'd start these podcasts, like help spread positivity, help cheer people up. That's why I started these.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, and you have done. They've been so great.
Thank you.
That's so great.
I figured I have my favorite people on, like such as my favorite actor and voice actor, Bruce Dow, on the podcast. I figured.
And I can't believe I'm not paying you to say that. I should be. That's crazy, but that's very sweet. I've been very lucky. It's been fun.
Yeah, and if you're down, like if I ever make like a movie or TV show or play, if you're ever down.
You let me know. You need an old fuzzy guy, you just give a shout. I'm yours, for sure.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So, Bruce, what made you want to become a Broadway actor and a voice actor? Who would you say is your biggest inspiration for both of those?
Oh, wow. Not really. I mean, why I wanted to become an actor? I guess I was an awkward, weird little kid, and I found that by telling jokes and telling stories, people liked me. So and when I realized I could do that for a living, I thought that would be great. In terms of Broadway, I mean, I sort of grew up with my parents' idea of Broadway, which is older. I mean, we had the original cast album for My Fair Lady, and I listened to that religiously, and for Camelot, the original. So a lot of Julie Andrews, a lot of Rex Harrison, and but then later I sort of, when I was a teenager, a chorus line came out, and I really was moved by that and the stories that were being told. And I never thought I'd make it to Broadway. It's a total freak that it's happened 5 times, you know. As for voice acting, I grew up with all the Warner Brothers. I mean, it was Mel Blanc who did all the voices for all the Bugs Bunny and stuff. So, I mean, watching those now just blows my mind that was one actor doing them all.
Yeah.
But then I also grew up with Hanna-Barbera, with the Scooby-Doo, and Penelope Pitstop, and all sorts of these strange cartoons through the 70s. I'm old. Joe, I'm so old.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'd do any of them. I never thought it would happen. So,
I think you're very talented, Bruce.
Thank you. I think I'm very lucky. I think, I mean, certainly I have a feel for having no shame, but it takes a lot to embarrass me. I embarrass hard when I am embarrassed. It really hurts, but most of the time it's a long road to get there. So yeah. But later on, I got to work with Patti Lupone, and she was just a force to be reckoned with in the best possible way. And the late great Rebecca Luker and Eric McCormick from Will and Grace came into Music Man when I was in it, and he's just the sweetest. Another Canadian who's ended up. It's nice when a nice person has a good career, you know?
Yeah.
You sort of go, oh, nice guy, nice career. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Now, Bruce, what's your favorite acting role and voice acting role you portrayed?
Oh, wow. My favorite acting role today, and it changes every day. Sort of as your mood changes, you touch back to things you've done. Would be the baker in Into the Woods. I played that at the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Canada, and which is a huge theater festival. You'd love it. It's the largest in North America.
Wow.
All of Canada and the U.S., and it's a beautiful. Anyway, but that part just is. It's such a beautiful show. The music is so astounding, but it's an amazing story of just a man who thinks he wants a child, but isn't sure what it'll mean to have a child and how that'll change his life. And he tries so hard to make it happen for him and his wife, and then he loses his wife and he has to go on alone. It's just a staggering journey. So that was a very special stage part to play. And then while I'm loving doing the Thomas the Tank Engine stuff right now, Sir Topham Hatt, the pictures behind you, it's Max, who is just, he's turned into such a joy for me. He was so much fun to do. I'm evil. Oh, how does he sound? It's hard to point the voice out. It's really hard when you have babysitting and then lots of French horn lessons, but I'm going to be the most evil in the world. He was so much fun to play.
Wow.
It was so much fun to do, and he's such an odd-looking little duck, which sort of is how I feel most of the time. And what's really mattered with him is that he's connected to so many people.
Yeah.
Like yourself. Like, people remember him, and that's very special to me.
Yeah, believe it or not, I was like showing my niece like Total Drama, and she actually said like Max is one of her favorite characters. Believe it or not, that's why.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool. And it's such a great drawing. A lot of people send me fan art and stuff for Max. And no, it's when you're an actor, you do things and you put them out there, and I know very few actors who do it to be famous. It's just to do it because you love doing it. That's a byproduct if anybody notices, but even not fame, but when people notice the work that you do and say, you know, I saw you 5 years ago on stage and you did this and it really moved me, that means something.
Yeah.
That gives your work meaning. Whereas the rest of the time, you're just,
Yeah.
I've got a 7 o'clock call for a show and I've got to do it. So you just do it. It's work, you know?
Yeah. When you did the Max voice, I was like, okay, I like, so I'm like a big Total Drama fan. So when you did that, I was like, yeah. So thank you.
It's such a weird series, and it's so funny that it caught on.
Yeah.
And it's so wonderful that it did. And all of the characters on that series were so amazing. But then Max was just such a little weirdo. And yet what I loved about Max is that he's evil and wants to take over the world. But at the same time, he likes babysitting and he loves babies. And he's just like all of us, he's a little misunderstood.
Yeah.
You know, oddball. We all feel like oddballs all the time. Yeah. And daylight savings maybe makes it more evident. You wake up and go, it's 8 o'clock, but it's really only 7 o'clock, and I'm not ready to be a person yet. So I feel like an oddball. Yeah.
I know you mean. Now, a favorite Total Drama character other than Max, would you say?
Oh. You know, in watching it, Chef was the one who really was that his name, or
the guy that was with Chris? Yeah, Chef.
Yeah, the guy with Chris Chef. Yeah. He was just, I mean, there's something about the strong silent tape anyway that I like, but he was good, and he was evil, and he was interesting, and he was partial, and he was not, and he was on Chris's side, and then he wasn't on Chris's side, and so it was like him I found very interesting. Just to sort of go, oh, he's popping up here. I didn't expect that. So yeah. Also, Scarlett and I had a lot to do together. We only recorded together a couple of times, but what was her name? Who was the big blousy Southern girl?
Oh, Sugar.
Sugar.
Sorry.
No, I just loved her. She just killed me. So, yeah, I.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you didn't say your nemesis, Ella. Do you remember Ella? How she was like an enemy to like Max?
Oh yeah. What was strange was we get the full script, but we'd only record our lines and usually separately.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're usually alone in the studio.
Uh-huh.
And so it wasn't really until after when I watched it when I went, oh my God, Ella's horrible. she's got her own agenda, and yeah, it's a strange acting experience doing voice acting.
Yeah.
Because you're not in a room with other actors. So we only for that one we only recorded together like 2 or 3 times, and that was only 2 or 3 of us. That was yeah, there was only a couple of us in there. So, but no, it's fun, and then it's amazing to watch it, to see how it fits together, and yeah.
I also heard there's 2 new seasons coming. Did you hear about that, Bruce?
No, are they? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh, cool. It's amazing, the popularity of it. It's yeah, it's wild. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I also heard, but I don't know if it's true, that Max was gonna be it, but I don't know if that's true.
I haven't heard that. I hope your mouth to God's ears. I hope it's true, and I hope I get a chance to come back and do him again. That would be great.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Honestly, like,
No, people keep rumoring that Max is coming back, so I'm sort of hopeful that he will be at some point. But I haven't heard anything yet. Your mouth to God's ears. So let's see what happens. Yeah. I'd love to do him again.
If I could, can I show you like a little image, like the little sneak peek that they show Total Drama? They show like because
totally.
they show like like silhouettes, and they show like a silhouette of Max. It was weird. So
really,
I'll show you.
Yeah, don't show me.
You're like what? They're coming back, you know?
What?
Sorry, Bruce. I'm not a fast type run.
Oh no, take your time, no problem.
Okay, let's see. We got. Okay, zoom in. Where's he at? Okay. Well, it was on this. I don't know if you can see it, but apparently he's in this one of these silhouettes. Apparently.
Silhouettes. Ah, interesting. Interesting. We're back. Where is that? What's that on? What's the?
They posted that like a couple months ago. The Total Drama official.
Okay, I'll take a look and I'll see what I can find.
Yeah,
I bet that'd be fun. I'd love that. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you want me to send you that image, I could send you that.
Oh, please do. Please do. No, I'd love that. And no, I get a lot of people asking for Max to come back, and I hope I get a chance. He's kind of one of my favorite people. You know, he's just so weird and so disconnected, and yet he tries so hard to be all the wrong things, you know?
Yeah, that'd be really cool, you know, like to bring back, like, it looked like the silhouettes, like some, like people from seasons like 1, 2, 3, then 4, like a whole comedy. That's what it looked like to me, based on the silhouette.
I mean, I hope it's true. I hope it's true. That'd be fabulous.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So, well, write to them and tell them to do it. That'd be great.
Yeah. Bring Max back. Bring the legend Max back.
Bring the legend Max back.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, you know? Like,
it'd be fun.
Have you, like, I don't know if have you seen the previous seasons of Total Drama? I don't know if you've ever seen them before. Like All Stars, Revenge of the Island.
I've seen bits of them. I've sort of seen bits of them. I've never I only once lived with a roommate who had whatever it was, Cartoon Network, that it was all on. So I tried to watch it when I could, but I haven't had that on my cable setup. So, so I've caught what I can on YouTube and bits like that. So, yeah.
I don't know if you knew too. Just to help you. Sorry, Bruce. I'll have to help you out. It's actually the whole series is on Netflix and YouTube. If you're curious, so.
It's on Netflix, and I have Netflix. I haven't seen. Oh my god. Okay, I better
It's
go
on
take
my
a look.
Netflix. It's on my Netflix. It should be on your Netflix.
Oh no, but okay, I'll double check it because I've got
Okay.
Netflix Canada and your Netflix USA, and it's sometimes we get stuff that you don't get, and vice versa. Yeah, it's
Well,
weird.
you're lucky. You're lucky. Like you get extra stuff.
It's strange. It's we sort of think Canada and the US are such brother and sister countries that and yet they're very different.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
different.
And if you don't get it, maybe you could, because that is a whole series, like I said, it's on YouTube for free, which is like
Oh
nice.
well, then I'll check YouTube for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah. Now, if you were really on an island, what 3 famous people, dead or alive, would you on your island?
Oh my goodness. If I were really on an island, what 3 people, dead or alive, would I want to be with? Oh, they're gonna be weird because I'm weird. I mean, he just passed away, but I'd love to be with Stephen Sondheim, the Broadway composer. Just he wrote like nobody else, and I think he was such an. I've seen him in interviews, and he was such an odd little duck that I would love to meet him. So that would be one. Then somebody else. Mm. 3 people. That's. It's funny. You think 3 people is a lot, but it really isn't. So you start going, oh, would I put them? Would I bring them? Oh, I can see his face, and his name is. His name isn't coming. James Baldwin was a black writer, a poet and writer and activist, and he too was a fascinating person. So that's 2 guys. We got to round it out. Okay, total weird one, random. And I can't remember her name. The Dowager Empress of China, before the last emperor. She's a fascinating creature. And I would love to meet her. So she was the mother of the last emperor, but she ran everything. So she'd be fascinating. Wow, that's a weird list. There you go.
Nice. Yeah, I figured you like that question since like you told you on island, and if you were really on the island.
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and again today, because my brain is shaken up by daylight savings, you're getting the strangest responses. Yeah, I mean, I got friends and family. I'd like to be there too, but if it's like a hangout for a while with people I don't know, these would be interesting people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Since you said this is like a different day, so your name is Drews Bow? I'm kind of kidding.
No, totally. Drew Sprout today. Totally. That's what I feel like. I feel a little sort of like my brain is 2 inches to the left today. Just feel slightly detached. But yeah.
I hate the daylight savings too because it feels like it's supposed to be like later, but it's like I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
No, it makes total sense. Yeah. Yeah, I can't catch up to myself today. I look at the clock and go, it's 11:30. How can it be 11:30? It feels like 9:30. I'm not awake yet, but yeah.
Petition to ban daylight savings. You down for that?
Oh, totally. No, sign me up. Sign me up. Either or make up your mind. Like if it's going to be daylight savings, let's stay on daylight savings. If we're going to be off it, let's be off it.
I know. Yeah. It's like so confusing.
So confusing.
Yeah.
And did you know there are more car accidents on the day after daylight savings than
really
other regular times? Yeah. So people just aren't alert. They're a little shaken up. So
they know that.
Oh my God. I'm so fuzzy.
I was like, are you okay?
I'm good. I just saw myself and went, oh Lord. I guess. But I'm also COVID, as well as letting me go back to school and explore different parts of my life. It's also let me turn into a hippie, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I always had a neat, tight haircut like yours and clean shaven like you. And so I'm sort of having a midlife, late midlife hippie rebellion stage. So it's this whole pandemic has been so strange.
Crazy times, you know.
Those crazy times. Yeah.
Now, in your opinion, what makes a good scene partner? In your opinion?
Oh, a good scene partner is someone who knows what the scene is about,
Okay.
but is also open as to how we're going to get there. So it's very much, which is harder to do with the voice recording thing, and that's really where the voice directors come in. But because they have to remember what they heard yesterday, somebody record, and they're listening to you today going, these lines have to fit together. And but for a live in-person scene, it's sort of what you and I are doing now. We know we're having an interview. You're going to ask me questions, but I'm open to talk about anything, and you're open in taking the conversation in different little ways. And so that's what makes it good. You're a good scene partner. That's what makes a good scene partner. Yeah.
Believe it or not, in school, I took acting class too. Believe it or not.
And that's great.
We actually got to see like theater here where I'm at. Like I forgot what the theater was called, but we actually saw it Into the Woods.
Oh wow! Oh cool! Oh cool! It's a wonderful piece. It's long, but it's good.
It's good. I like the story and the numbers. Sorry, it was like a really good story.
Have you thought of becoming an actor?
Maybe. I like to write. That's my passion.
Writing is your passion? Then that's what you got to do. That's so great.
I love to write. That's like if you believe it or not, Bruce, I like to write at least 20 pages a day.
Oh my God, that's wonderful. No, Joe, that's great. And that's what every writer aspires to do, to sit down and just keep writing. You know.
That's like another hobby for me besides, doing these podcast interviews.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you. Now, is there a role you want to do that you haven't done yet? Like in a movie, TV show, play?
Two parts come to mind. Okay. I don't do it as much as I used to. As a young actor, you go, I want to play this part, I want to play that part, I want to do this kind of thing. As an older actor, I've sort of learned some of the best parts I ever got, I could never have imagined them happening. Like Max. I never thought I would play a character like Max. He's not something, and then I did him, and he was one of the best things in my life. Wow. There's a musical. This is a hard one. It's Fiddler on the Roof. The only problem is I'd like to play Tevye. The only thing is I'm not Jewish. My step-grandfather was Jewish, but I'm not. So that's probably unlikely to happen. But it's a beautiful story of family, and see if you can find the movie. I think you'd really like it. So that's one. The other one is in Shakespeare's play King Lear. Okay. I don't necessarily want to play King Lear, but his sort of friend cohort is a guy named Gloucester, the Duke of Gloucester, and he's he's another father in a different way, and that's a part I'd really love to play. It's horrible. He's betrayed by his sons, and they do horrible things to him. But he's so you be a good son to your mother.
Yes.
Good. But he's an amazing character, and he's just very, very human. I think my relationship with acting is changing. I think you're young and you're driven and you want to achieve and accomplish, and I feel very blessed that I'm I've had a chance to do as much as I have.
Mhm.
Do I think I'm there yet? No. But I also want different things now. So I look at acting in a different way.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Hope you were saying. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
You go first. You go first.
No, I just sort of like it's sort of it's funny when you uh and it's I say this to you as you're a young man just starting out your life. Um I wish you all the adventures and exciting weird people and strange things that I've had in my life, and some of the trials and tribulations, because those make you who you are. Um but I think when you get to my age, maybe you'll remember this, that sort of things change and your perspective changes. It's less about getting there and more about going, oh, how do I feel about that? What do I
Hmm.
want to do with that now? What Yeah, your attitude really changes. I think it's a good way. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally weird. It's not what you expect at all. But yeah.
I like that. But I'm not Jewish too, so I know what you mean. On my mom's side, she's French Canadian, Irish, and German, and my dad's my dad's Italian, so that's why.
Yeah, it's Italian. That's where the last name comes from. Cool. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Yeah, my mom's side was basically Scottish with a
Wow.
little German thrown in. So Scottish and German, and my dad's side was again Scottish, but also French Swiss. So weird combo platter. Um, yeah, but then my grandmother, her second husband was a Russian Jewish composer,
Wow.
and yeah, yeah, fascinating man. He died too young. He died of cancer quite young,
Hmm.
but yeah. So yeah, families,
Family history with Bruce and
family
Joe.
history, totally.
Nice. Now, over the years of your career, do you still keep in touch with co-stars and directors you worked with? Still keep in touch?
I do. It's hard to do because we all move on to other things.
Hmm.
It's such a transient business.
Okay.
I worked with a lot of people at Stratford, and I am sort of in touch with some slash many of them. But some of them are at Stratford, some of them are in New York, some of them are out east, and so it's sort of,
Oh.
you see them when you see them. I have friends from high school who I'm in touch with. Um, but again, there are ones in California, ones out here, a number are in Vancouver and Seattle. So it's and I lived, the people on Diana, we basically lived in each other's pockets for 2 years.
Oh.
Uh, and then the show's over, so they're off in New York doing other things. I'm back here in Toronto, and some have gone back to Australia, and some are in England, and it's so it's hard to keep in touch. And with something like the Total Drama Gang, um, I don't really know if we were ever all together at the same time.
Hmm.
Um, but you'd meet in the hallway as you came out from your recording and somebody else was going in, or those rare days when you'd record with somebody. But there'll be the occasional email or something. It's a challenge to keep in touch.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of people on the cusp between acquaintance and friend.
Hmm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well.
I, I'm also a bit of an introvert. All my characters are very loud and in your face, but for me, I like my quiet time alone. So I'm a bit antisocial, and I know that's hurt some friendships, and that makes me sad. But I also know that's who I am. So I
Yeah.
need my quiet time. I need my alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually, believe it or not, good friends with Christian Potenza. You know, the one that played Chris. I told you.
Yeah.
I'm actually with these podcasts. Like since I interviewed him, we became good friends.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. He's really good. I love his work.
Who would you say is the coolest person you have worked with, Bruce? The coolest.
Coolest person I've worked with. Oh, I did an episode of a TV series called The Strain, and it was for FX, and it's a sort of horror kind of vampire story thing, but slightly different. I just did one episode, and Corey Stahl, who is the lead in that, we just had one scene together. I was just in for a day, and it was one of those things where I'd seen him in many other shows, so to meet him in person was one of those, oh, you look like your picture. I didn't expect you to look like your picture, but you do. You know, it's that weird sort of, I don't know you, but I'm so familiar with you. And he was just so calm and kind and professional that when cool comes to mind, he's the guy, because he's just like, yeah, we're here, we're working, nice to meet you. We played the scene, he acted, like working with him was fun. Yeah, I put him on the list. Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly too, weren't you also in Anne with an E? I think. Weren't you also in that?
Oh yeah, I was, and those I had one scene with all the kids, and they were amazing. They were amazing to watch. They'd obviously had 2 seasons together, so they knew how to play together, and that was another lovely set to be on. It's nice. It's nice when you go on a set and you feel welcome as a stranger. Also a little special, but they don't make a fuss. Like it's weird when you go on a set and they're making a fuss over you. You're like, that's weird. I'm just here to work. But that was a really nice set to be on.
Nice.
It was just a short little, like 5-minute scene. It took all day to shoot. That's the other thing. Oh, it's wild when you realize how much time is taken for one 3 to 5 minute scene on film. Yeah.
Wow. I think the main character, isn't that Amy Beth? I can't pronounce her last name. Isn't it that one girl?
Oh yeah, she's wonderful. She's wonderful.
I can't pronounce her last name, so sorry.
No, that's okay, and I can't off the top of my head I can't remember it, which I feel bad about. But no, she was like, but she was focused. She had a big day that day, shooting day. So that's also a nice thing when you can go, okay, she's busy, so I don't need to bother her. You know, she was lovely, charming to me. We, again, fun to play a scene with. We had just a little exchange, but it was fun to play. But it's good to see, oh, somebody's working and I can respect that, and you know, yeah, it was good.
Nice. Yeah. Now she's on. If you know, she's on to like work on Stranger Things. I don't know if you know the show Stranger Things.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, good. No, I can't wait for the next season of Stranger Things. It started, hasn't it? Or is it just about to?
I think it's going to start in May, if I remember correctly.
Start in May? Cool. Yeah. No, I'll be watching that for sure. That's a great series.
Yeah. I actually, believe it or not, had on the one that played Bob, Sean Astin, on the podcast before.
Oh, he's amazing. He was so good in that. I watched Sean Astin since he was a little kid. He's somebody I'd love to work with. He seems like a really nice, kind person, but also he's good at what he does. He's a really good actor. Yeah.
And he's on. I actually met him in real life, and he's a very nice guy, Bruce.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
Now, what director would you say taught you the most? Is there a director you want to work with, Bruce? They haven't worked with yet.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, the director for Into the Woods at Stratford was a guy named Peter Hinton, and he works at the Shaw Festival a lot now. He was amazing in terms of, it's great when a director knows what they want, but they let you find it. They don't say, I want you to do this and do it this way. He'd just say, well, what about this? Or what about that? And you go, oh, okay, let me try this. And I'd feel I found it myself, but you would also see excitement in his eyes that things were headed in the right direction. So that to me is the best of directing, is when you really feel they know the show, but they let you find it as an actor. So a director I'd love to work with, Guillermo del Toro. It's a dream. It's a long way off, but his movies are so. I loved Pacific Rim. I'm so not an action character guy at all. But I would love to be in something like that with tons of special effects, but that's also smart, you know? So, yeah.
So if I ever get him on the podcast, you could do like a little audition for him.
Are you kidding? Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Or would you like to work with director Joe Zito? What? Kidding.
I'd love to work with Joe Zito. I don't want to presume, but yeah, are you kidding? Give me a call anytime.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, if you didn't go into like voice acting or in general, what would you think we have done as a career, and what other interests and hobbies do you have besides those?
Sorry, which would I have done as a career, or
like if you didn't do acting or voice acting? If you do,
if I didn't do acting or voice acting, I'm kind of headed that way now. I think I'm studying this psychotherapy and spiritual care, and I think I may be headed towards doing a bit of that. I think, particularly right now, everybody's emotions are very high, and I think a lot of people sort of are having problems processing their emotions and how it impacts their life, and I'd love to help people with that. Those have been issues in my life. I've dealt with depression and anxiety most of my life, and having somebody to talk to about it has meant a lot. So I'd love to do more of that. But hobbies, I haven't been fishing since I was probably 18, which is a good 1,000 years ago, but I love fishing, and I would love to do it again. So I grew up on the West Coast in Seattle and Vancouver, so we did sea fishing and river to the sea fishing. But now I live in Ontario, Canada, which is just north of upstate New York and Ohio. Am I going to get that right or wrong? I think no. Pennsylvania and Ohio. Anyway, somewhere around there, Lake Erie. So this is a different kind of fish situation, so I haven't figured that out yet. But I love camping and hiking. I also knit, which is weird, but knitting's great for anxiety. It's a good sort of Zen kind of, it really relaxes me. So I should pick that up again. But yeah, lots of interests, and I think it's important it doesn't happen often, but I think actors need to find interests that are not acting. I used to think, music and singing was a hobby. No, it's not. That's part of my work. So having hiking and fishing and I'm learning Chinese because I grew up with friends who were Chinese and I want to know the language. Something like that that's totally different, I think, is really healthy for artists.
Wow. Do you know any do you know Hi Joe, what that means in Chinese? I don't know.
Hi Joe would be Joe Ni Hao, which is actually saying hi or hello, or it could be wei, but hi in Chinese is you actually say you good. You good? And it's like saying you good. You can say you good question, 你好吗? It's but it's also interesting because the language is tonal, which means you can say ma, 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 and each of those is a different word. So it's if you have the wrong ma in the wrong, if you say ma when you should say ma, you're saying the wrong sentence. Like you'll say something totally different. So it's fascinating.
Oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I should do that. Like I should have done that the whole pandemic. I should just learn a language. Dude.
Yeah, totally. No, it's great. And you love to write. Learning a language also teaches you how language is constructed or different languages are constructed. It's fascinating. Yeah, I've sort of got a couple of apps and I bounce between Chinese and Spanish and something else. But I married an Italian, so I should learn Italian, but haven't dived into that yet. So yeah.
I know German, like isn't it Guten Tag? Isn't it like
Guten Tag is good day.
Good day.
And that's somebody was on YouTube talking about that the other day of the change of V to B. We say have, and German is haben. So it's the B instead of the V. And there's a bunch of words that are like that. And guten for good, guten Tag. Guten, good, two D's there. Good, guten, Tag, day, ta. It's the same. It's the same. You see where the words come from. It's cool. I love that stuff. I'm a weirdo.
You should teach like different. Like you should teach like, oh, I teach you Chinese. Like I'm Mr. Dao, your teacher.
I would love that. I gotta learn Chinese first, though. I gotta get. It's a tough language. It's fascinating. But yeah, it's good for the old brain too. You know.
Yeah. Now, favorite band and or artist and type of music.
Oh, band or type. I mean, I love a lot of old jazz from the 50s and 60s, but looking for bands lately, I got Sirius XM in my car, which is a real indulgence. But because I'm from the 70s, I'm listening to a lot of 70s. So like Chicago and the Doobie Brothers. Those are really, I just hear those songs and I go, A, I remember them. B, I go, I didn't realize how good they were. Like, you sort of go, oh, that's a rock and roll band. When I was growing up, that was my mother's attitude. But listening to them, I'm like, no, musically, they're amazing. Another person I absolutely love is Cyndi Lauper. I mean, she came out in the 80s with Girls Just Want to Have Fun, but she's had some amazing albums, and she's got such an astounding voice.
Yeah. Like True Colors is a good song. Sorry.
Oh, True Colors is a great song. Such a great song. Yeah. And Time After Time. There's so many good songs she had. Listening now, pop music now, I don't know it as much. I like Lizzo a lot. Jill Scott. I love she's sort of 5-10 years ago she was really popular, but she's an amazing sort of jazz poet, artist, spoken word and song stuff. Jill Scott's amazing. You'd love her if you love words. And then I also love trash pop. Just like Britney Spears makes me happy. I don't know why. Something about Britney Spears and Katy Perry that just like make me happy. I don't have to think much. I can just enjoy it, and it just makes me happy. So yeah, that was a lot for that. I talk a lot.
Yeah, believe it or not, my mom raised me in like 70s and 80s music, so
good for mom. I approve. That's brilliant.
And believe it or not, I actually got to meet my favorite band, the guitarist and the drummer. That was my favorite band.
Who's your favorite band?
Okay, there's 70s, 80s, and 90s, but they still tour. But the lead singer passed away sadly in the 90s. But I met their guitarist and drummer. Do you know who the band is? They're really popular. Really, really popular.
Really, really, like Queen or something? No. Are you serious?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
You
So
got it.
jealous. And who's the guy who's singing for Queen now? He
Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert. Yeah. I never met Adam, but he's a friend of mine. So there's a adjacent thing there. But oh no, Queen was amazing. So great. Yeah. And David Bowie and all. Yeah. No. Oh my God. Oh, cool. Lucky you.
Thank you. I met their guitarist Brian May and their drummer Roger Taylor.
Oh my God, Brian. They're both legends.
Yeah.
Total legends.
So, wow, you guessed that right away. Wow. Good job.
Just going well, at where I am right now, band lead singer's dead. Ooh, it could be a lot of them. but you went big, really big. And I went, okay, let's go there. That's great.
Wow. Well, here's your keys to your brand new car since you
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a favorite sport and team? Do you have favorite sports and teams? Since you're in Canada, I don't know if you like hockey. Do you like hockey?
Okay, you know what? This is going to get me in such trouble. I love hockey. I love watching it live. I hate watching it on TV. And I hate the fights. It's a good game. But I went to a game a few years ago, Ottawa Senators with my sister. Not the greatest team, but they're not a bad team. And we watched and had a great time. But every 10 minutes, they dropped the gloves and were socking each other. It was like really? Why don't you just play the game? I love baseball. I don't really follow sports. It was weird. It's not something I grew up with in the house. My dad was a solo sports person. He was a mountain climber and a ski jumper and a ski racer. So we'd watch the Olympics and stuff, but we didn't really watch team sports. I will say Canadian football is a harder game than American football because we only have 3 downs. So 4 downs, you can do anything. 3 downs, you got to push it. So it's a tougher game. I don't have a favorite team. I guess everybody loves the Yankees, and I used to date somebody who loved the Mets, so I'm torn for baseball. But Toronto Blue Jays, how's that? They're my home team. So, and they've won a couple of times, or they've won once, and come close a couple of times. So yeah.
Nice. I don't like the fights either in hockey. I just like hockey because it's fast paced. I kind of like the skating aspect. And then I like football too. So that's my favorite sport.
Football's great. I love. I wish you could see some Canadian football. It's a good game. It's dying out. It's going to disappear, but it's a good game. I love hockey, and the reason I love it live is because you can watch them setting up the plays, and you can because with the camera just following the puck, you only see what the puck is doing. But when you're actually in the arena, we used to in Stratford. They had I don't know what the level was. It's the level just below professional, so it's like I don't know, AAA team or something. But it was like a training camp for. So the Stratford Cullies, and we'd go to Culleton games to watch them, and it was great to sit in the arena and watch them set up the plays, and it was cool. It was great. Maybe I like sports more than I thought I did. I don't know.
Yeah, believe it or not, my favorite hockey team is not even an American team either. That's what's funny.
What's your favorite hockey team?
Do you know the Vancouver Canucks? I don't know if you've heard of them before.
I was raised on the Vancouver Canucks.
That's my
I
favorite.
read the Canuck games. Oh my God, how are they doing?
Pretty good. Actually, they're
Are
better.
they?
Yeah, they're improving.
Good. Oh, good. No, the Canucks are a great team. And bless them through all the years I've seen, they've gone like really well and then just been the worst of the worst forever, and then they pop up occasionally. So, that's great. Who's your favorite football team?
Favorite football team? That's tough. Like I don't know if I like the Bears. That's my hometown team. What is your favorite food, Bruce?
Oh boy. Again, depends the day.
Okay.
I will say in general, I can't eat it anymore because I'm on the borderline of being diabetic. So, but pasta, anything pasta, whether it's Asian noodles or Italian noodles, I just love noodle-y things. I don't know, it's something about the texture, whatever. But because I was raised in Vancouver, my comfort go-to food is anything Asian, but primarily Chinese.
Oh.
Like if I'm in a mood, I go, I want my comfort food. I go for Chinese food.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a big pizza, burger, and pasta fan too. So.
Oh, pizza! Pizza! Food in general is the best thing in the world. I don't know why I have a weight problem, but I guess that's why.
If you're down, if you ever come to Chicago, we'll teach you some pizza. If you're down,
I'd love to. Chicago pizza is legendary, and I've never had real Chicago pizza. So yeah, you're on. You're on.
There's this one pizza place we used to go to that sold like 30-inch slices for $5.
30-inch slices? Holy cow! Now, could you eat one of those? You little skinny little thing.
Yeah, I ate one before.
Did you? Rock on! Amazing.
And believe it, they actually had a challenge too. Like if you ate that like in like 5 or 10 minutes, you get like a gift card. My brother completed it in like 5 minutes. So.
And he didn't barf it up right after? Oh my, 5 minutes. I could have done that. In the day, I could have done that. But that's terrifying right now. It's like, cool. Cool.
I no offense to my brother. I call him like a black hole because he just goes fast. You know.
Does he? Oh
yeah.
My God. No, there are people like that. I eat too fast. I eat too much. I eat too fast. But it's so yummy. What
food
can
is
you
good.
do?
Like
food is good.
If they got food, I'd be like, no, I need food. You know,
right? Exactly. What's your favorite thing your mom makes? What's your favorite food your mom makes?
I like her. Have you ever heard of orzo? Oh, if that's the thing in Canada.
Yeah. No, orzo is fabulous. Yeah.
She makes a good orzo.
Oh my God. Tell her to manually email me the recipe after we're done. Because I'd love to do that here.
It's really good. Like when she makes it, I'm like, oh, so like
so good. Yeah, and that's a satisfying spoonful. That really is. Yeah.
Totally. Now that things are getting back to normal, do you have any projects in the works, Bruce?
We're still recording Thomas and Friends, so I've still got a couple more episodes for this season. As I haven't done Harold the Helicopter as much this year, but I think I've got a few more Sir Topham hats to do. I'm doing a lot of cabaret performance in Toronto, so now that things are opening up, I've got to call a lady in a bit about doing a cabaret for her theater. But basically, I'm focused on school right now, which I didn't expect. I can be a registered psychotherapist by next January.
Wow.
I got to pay my bills though in the meantime. So if you have any ideas, let me know.
Wow. Now, what is your advice for younger people? I'm become like a voice actor. What's your advice?
For young people, first of all, three things, and I'll keep it as quick as I can. First is, if you want to be famous, that's going into it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
You want to be interested in the work. If you're interested in doing the work and becoming a better actor, then become an actor. If you want to be famous, do something else. Be a podcast guy like Joe, or be an influencer, or try to do something like that. But if you want to be a star, don't go into acting. 99.9% of actors are not stars. We're just working people. For all acting, every young actor wants to find out how to do it right. And the true answer is there's no right way to do it. Okay. You just have to leave your shame and fear at the door and go ahead and be willing to fall on your face. It's the best actors acting. I'm sure you've noticed that there's good acting, but the best acting is when you're watching an actor and you're going, I know what they're thinking, but I don't know where this is going, and it's scary. And that, even in a comedy, that's what makes it funny, is somebody is so into it. So leave your shame at the door, and there's no right way to do it. You have to be willing to fail every day. Yeah. But and the last thing is get training. Go to a good school, get training. You can't, it used to be you could leave high school and go be an actor. You can't do that anymore. There are so many people who want to be actors. The skill set level is so high right now. You at least have to do a good 3 years of college. So to just get the basic skills of what happens in the room.
Also, a little. Oh, sorry, you're saying.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You go first. Sorry, Bruce.
No, I don't know what I was gonna say. No, I'm just always talking.
Oh, I was gonna say a little plug. Get coaching from Bruce Dow workshops at gmail.com. Sorry.
Dude, I'm gonna owe you so much money for this podcast. I am. No, I mean, but also, yeah, dude, call up old crazy people like me and see what we have to offer. Because, yeah, and especially with everything now on Zoom anyway, even though we're opening up, I can teach people all over the world. That's something I love doing. And, but yeah, get the training. Get the training, and don't do it to be a star. Do it because you love the work.
Yeah. Actually, add like stay humble. Remember where we came from,
Well, I mean, you've been so sweet on this, and you've been so sort of like, talking to Mr. Bruce Dow, and yet as we've talked, you realize I'm just a guy.
You're awesome.
So are you. We're equally awesome, and I've had some opportunities, but I'm just a guy doing the work. It's I think we have, and it's something from my American side of my life. There's two ways to describe this. One is that we've sort of built a culture around fame that if somebody is famous, they have to be special, as in they're more special than I am. And that's simply not true. That's an illusion. It's the same way everybody thinks of Broadway as glamorous. Most every Broadway theater I've worked in, they're dirty and they're full of rats and roaches.
Sorry.
It's not no, it's gross. It's not a glamorous living. So, and for Diana, we had 6 guys crammed in a room the size of your kitchen table. It's not a glamorous profession. So, so there's this illusion of I'm going to be an actor and I'm going to be something special. You're something special already, and acting doesn't make you more special. It's a job.
Yeah.
It's a weird job. It's a fun job, but it's a job,
Yeah. This is a spider behind you. I'm kidding, Bruce, kidding.
Really?
I
was surprised. No, there was like we had one theater where they come in to kill all the rats, but they couldn't get all the rat bodies out of the basement, so the whole basement smelled like dead rat. Oh, it was horrible. Horrible. There's another theater where I didn't work at this theater, but they said when you go to your dressing room, you knock on the door, you flick the lights on and off, you count to 10. By then, if you open the door, the roaches will have disappeared, so you can go into your dressing room. Broadway is not glamorous, so so it's a thing we sell. We sell that acting looks easy because it's hard work. We sell that it looks glamorous, but we're all sweaty in our underpants. We're all the same. So yeah.
Now, before I ask my last question, Bruce, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
You know what? It's not a question, but I hope we stay in touch, and I'd love to read something you've written, and I'd love to talk to you about like places you could go for more training as a writer, so you can really do what you want to do. That I think you're a smart cookie, and you've you're also very sensitive and have a big heart, and that's a beautiful thing. So I would just say this has been a really special experience for me to talk to you.
Thank you, Bruce. Really
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce, is there anything you would like to promote and shout out, like I'll link down below?
Promote and shout out. Go to your local theater. I mean, for me, if it's check brucedow.com at Dow Bruce, I'll be advertising workshops I'm doing. I'll be, shows that I'll be doing coming up. But right now, the live performing arts need our support. We've all had Netflix and stuff at home, but every theater has been closed for 2 years.
Wow.
And so that's meant all of those people haven't had any work, or if they've opened a bit and closed or had 50% audiences. So get out and support your local live performance, because it's a unique art form that we don't give enough credit, and it's in danger right now because the pandemic really kicked a lot of companies. So yeah, that's all I say. Except it's been fun.
Yeah. If you want me to, I could also link down your social media pages.
Yeah, totally. It's all at Dow Bruce. Bruce Dow was taken, so at Dow Bruce for Instagram and Twitter, and brucedow.com, and then the Bruce Dow workshops on Facebook.
So Bruce Dow, your doppelganger, took your...
He totally did. Oh, what was funny? There's some Bruce Dow who was involved with Actors Equity, and there was a scandal or something. And so it used to be you'd Google my name and his face would come up, and it was like, ee! But now that's sort of settled down. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So it's not like we said, Drews Bow. Okay.
Drews Bow. No, I should have gone with that, but it's Dow Bruce for the Twitter and Instagram, and TikTok too. I think, I'm not sure. TikTok might be brucedow.com. I don't do a lot of TikTok. I like watching it, but so yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you, and Bruce, for being an awesome and amazing guest. Thank you.
Thank you for being an awesome and amazing host and putting up with my babbling, and you're just a doll. So big hugs to you and all your family. Stay safe and well, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Stay awesome, and you stay awesome, Bruce.
I will do my darndest.